Today I'll be changing an existing GFCI outlet in preparation for a new vanity. The outlet works correctly. I'm just changing it for cosmetics. It's tired, dated, and needs a facelift. So I've got this little tester device. It will tell me if it's wired properly. And this is pretty cool discovery. You know how there's always a debate, do you put the ground lug up or down? Well, in this situation, this is already set up this way so you can trip it and read it. However, they have it the ground up. So we've got a light here, here, none there. Now that I have the unit upright, we had a light here and here. And then you look down your list, it's wired correctly. And here's the other scenarios you could run into. This button here trips the unit. Check that. It's working correctly. Next, we want to turn off power to this unit. There's several ways of doing that. You could use a night light or an adapter like this. And you plug it in and then have someone stand here. And then as you're turning off each breaker, when that goes out, have them holler. In my case, I'm going to plug something in that makes a lot of noise because I'm doing this alone. I'll turn this on, and when it stops, I know I got the right breaker. Here's the breaker panel located in the basement. And here's an example of the distance. So I just kept throwing breakers off until the sound went out. Makes it real easy to identify what breaker. To ensure the power's off, I've got the light plugged in, and we'll even double check it. No power. There's several aspects to a GFCI. This could be wired with 2 wires and that's it, and nothing else is hooked to it. However, it could be hooked up to another outlet going out some other direction or downward. In my case, there's one in the washroom I know this is attached to, and when this trips, you lose power down there as well. There's also other options where this doesn't trip other outlets going in the other direction. In other words, my whole point here is when you rewire this, whatever wires are on there, you want to stay with the same configuration and labeling on the wiring. So we'll remove this. Got some flathead screws, so either this is old or they used the old original flatheads to mount it. Look at that mess. It looks like a jungle, but when you get down to it, you just do one at a time, and it's not that difficult. So the important thing here is, right here it says load, and this one's labeled line. This is power coming from the breaker panel to the unit, and then load goes out to other outlets. Without those labels, it would be a nightmare. Here's the replacement 15 amp GFCI. I'll put a link in the description. I'm going to cover a few scenarios. If we only had 2 wires in our electrical outlet box, the hot would go to the gold side of the lug, and the neutral, which is white, would go here on the silver, or you just go right into the slots. Now, if you wanted to run another receptacle off of this one that was not protected by the GFCI feature, then you would hook in these lugs right next to it, hot and neutral, and feed another outlet. However, underneath this tape, it's labeled load, and when you hook onto these connections and go somewhere with another outlet, however many downstream, when this trips, they all lose power. with that removed reveals load. So, line is the power coming from your breaker panel into this unit. Hot and neutral. Then you run hot and neutral to another outlet, and when this trips, it turns the power off on that outlet. So what we got to do is match up the line feeds and the loads as they're listed on the old one, make the transfer. So this style is totally different. It has wires coming out of the unit instead of hooking up to the unit itself. However, these are line, so we'll undo them. And I'll just take a piece of tape and label these two wires. All that indicates is these two wires are coming from the breaker panel. This is power in black, neutral white. And I think this is a good example when it's confusing like this, because this is real world. This is what you could run into. It's not just a two-wire system. It's real easy. A lot of people just show the easy stuff. So we got them unhooked. And when you get a lot of kinks like that, the wire gets weak from bending. And since I have plenty of wire, I'll just cut them so I got a nice straight wire to work with. Then I use an auto stripper. It adjusts to any size wire. Real nice. I'll put a link in the description. I'm selling everything I use, right? Alright. That ought to be long enough. There's a little bit of hook on there. Cut that off. Nice. The ground is typical. It's just one wire. Unhook that. Now we're down to two wires. This is a hot and a neutral. That's feeding the outlet that goes in the basement. And I'll touch on that later. Unhook those. So at this point, it don't look as confusing. You got your hots coming from the panel. These go to another outlet. Line, you want to hook to the wires that come from the breaker panel. And then load wires. Since there's only one ground wire, I'll make that connection first. And you make a little hook on your wire. Hook around the green lug. Cinch it tight. And I've got this special bit, Klein screwdriver, another link in the description. It really grips electrical screws. It's a Robertson, flathead, and Phillips all in one. So I think it would be easiest to put the bottoms on first. So these you just slide in these slots, and we're on the load side. Hot goes to gold, white goes to silver. You just slide it down in that slot and then tighten the screw. You don't want any bare wire showing. Nice and tight. Yes. Remove the tape. Hot on gold, white on silver. Now, we'll just hinge it right in there. I snug it up just a little bit, then do the bottom. It's easier to line up. It's a little crooked. Install the beauty plate. Usually they're pop-on. So we gotta have them even, right? Now I'll go down and turn on the breaker. Usually when these are brand new and you first power them up, it'll be in a tripped state. So far so good. If you did something wrong, if there was a dead short, it would just bounce right back. I'm in the washroom. I do believe this outlet is protected from the GFI in the bathroom. So I'm going to plug this in, and when I do the reset up there, this should come on. But I'm going to test this first to make sure it don't fall off. Let me point out another discovery. These two lights are not illuminated, which tells me there's a wire that continues over to here to power the light. So the light is also GFI protected. Nice! So that's functioning properly. Let's go look in the basement. So I'm guessing, more than likely, the GFCI circuit stops here. Although it could go somewhere else, but it's not all that important. What's important is I'm protected near water area and its code compliance. You need to have a GFCI within 6 feet of any wet areas. Also, this is a basement, but I don't believe the lights are required to be GFCI protected. So, on a standard outlet that doesn't look like a GFCI, but it is protected, as you just seen, you are to install these labels on there. It's code required. A lot of homeowners bypass this. However, it's nice if you're selling a home. That way an inspector will know what's protected and what's not. This here is a little bit different terminology. No equipment ground. That's for a different scenario. That's for a two-prong plug situation. Maybe I'll cover that sometime. There you go. You just slap it on there like that. And now you're code compliant. They probably won't stay. This is protected, but I don't think it's necessary to label it. Here I'd like to give another example of labeling. I'm in the same room, and here's a GFCI next to a sink, which is required. However, this is a completely different circuit, and when you spin around, the GFCI at the sink protects this outlet where the washer's hooked up. Back on the upper level, bathroom, I'm going to give it a final test. Do a quick check to see if it's wired correctly. A light there and a light there. Yes. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and if you'd like a better understanding of how to wire up a GFCI, I have another video, and that one starts fresh, new wire, new box, everything. It might shed more insight, and I'll share a video how to install thermostat for a baseboard heat, and in the next video I'll install the vanity. Thanks for watching.